Give me your name and where you're from.
Bill Casey, Pleasant Hill, California.
Is that where you grew up?
Oh no, I grew up in Medford, Massachusetts.
Before we get into the interview, tell us where we are and what's going on behind you.
Well, right now the ship's loaded. It's getting ready to go to the Bay Area with sections of deck and tower, bike path, and barrier rails from ZPMC Fabrication here in China.
So let's talk about growing up in Massachusetts. When you were a little boy, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, $6 million man. That's what I wanted to be. You know, but I never thought I'd be doing this. You know, sort of fell into it.
And how'd that happen?
Just first year of college. Started as a mechanical engineer, decided I didn't like it, went civil. Graduated from college, got a job offer in California, and came right on out. And been here ever since.
When did you decide I want to do bridges?
Sort of fell into it. The civil engineering student, wasn't really sure where it'd end up. Went to work for Caltrans, did roadways for the first 4 years, and got a chance, came over and did bridges ever since.
Did you want to build bridges when you were little?
I had an erector set. Build stuff out of that all the time, so I guess probably in some sense, yes.
What'd your dad do?
He's a mechanical engineer and he's a lawyer also.
A lawyer and a mechanical engineer?
Yeah.
Kind of hard to reach that, to match that, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What kind of lawyer?
He did a lot of general practice, but back when I was younger, he used to work for the T in Boston. He was construction counsel for a time, so he's always been involved in construction in some fashion.
And how does he feel about you building the Bay Bridge?
Oh, I think he's pretty excited about it. You know, they're pretty impressed with what we've done so far.
You're one of the key guys on this project. How do you describe your job? What's your official title?
Construction manager. Right now I'm construction manager on the SAS, the fabrication here in China, as well as all the erection of the deck work, or the raising up the deck sections over in Oakland.
You've had a lot of pressure on your shoulders.
Pretty much, yeah.
What's that been like?
You have to grow up in my house. You really do. This is actually easier than the family I grew up in.
How's that?
It's just Boston's a very tense place. At least that's my opinion. People screaming and yelling. My brothers and sisters yelling all the time, running around, fighting, wrestling, whatever. It's actually more relaxing being out here.
How long have you been here?
Oh, on the Bay Bridge since 2002.
Did you do the seismic stuff on the San Francisco side too?
Before that, yeah, in the late 90s, I worked a little bit on the retrofit of suspension spans for about 1.5 years. And then I moved on to Sacramento and San Diego, then came back here onto the New Bay Bridge.
Let's talk again about your family. Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
Single guy?
Single, yes.
No kids?
No kids. None that I know of.
What's it like to be a single guy in China?
It's all right. You know, it's fine. I have a girlfriend back home, so I don't really do a whole lot at night.
There's not much time to do much nightlife.
Not really. I'll tell you, this keeps a lot of, it's pretty busy. You do a 10, 12-hour day every day between being here at the site and driving home, and a lot of work on the weekends at times, a lot of phone calls back to California. So it's, you don't really get a whole lot of free time.
What do you admire about the Chinese people?
You know, I think they're really a good people. I mean, everyone's friendly, people are nice. I'm amazed they can live in so much chaos and not want to go crazy like in New York City. If you drive down the street and you start honking your horn at somebody, you're lucky if you don't get shot. Here in China, that's an everyday thing. People hit the horn, they yell at each other, but it's not, it's sort of like that's the way they live. It's not a negative thing. It's like controlled chaos. You know, it's, you'll get on the train and it'll be packed, but you can still push 15 more people on, and that's okay. For me in the US, I'm a little bit too close for comfort. I like my personal space, but I notice people here, they don't do that. It's a little different. They accept tight confines, where in the US we just don't do that. You get too close and all of a sudden something happens. Probably the toughest thing to get around and get used to is the different bacteria and things here. Because we're used to drinking our water, eating our food. We come over here, drink someone else's water, eat someone else's food, and you get sick. It's a different type of sickness. A couple months back, I got food poisoning. That was the worst I've ever had in my life.
Are you homesick?
I wouldn't say I'm homesick. I go back probably once every month or so, because I'm also responsible for the work back there. Sometimes it's twice a month. So I go back a little more often than others.
How did everybody get along?
And I'm very impressed. I'm impressed with the people, I'm impressed with ZPMC, I'm impressed with ABF, I'm impressed with our Caltrans folks. I'm impressed that with our design folks. This is this bridge, I don't know, you can see behind us all the parts and pieces. This is a huge challenge. I mean, this is self-hanging suspensions bridge. It's massive. The details are difficult to build, tough welding, and I'm pretty impressed how these guys all came together and solved the issues.
There's always a fight over the money.
Money is always a problem, but I'll tell you the biggest issue on this job is not money, it's speed. We want speed. We want to get this bridge open before the next earthquake. So that is the driving goal: speed, quality, and cost. This takes a toll on people. It's a lot of sacrifice to make all this happen.